start making some chocolate? Let's get started by taking a look at what you received in your package. First off, you've got your raw organic cacao butter. It's just nice and white and finely grated. The second thing is your raw organic cacao powder. Both these products are from Bali. They're of the highest quality, really tasty. And then finally your sweetener, your coconut sugar. So these are the three things we're going to start off with. And let's go ahead and take a look at the other materials you're going to need. If you have a double boiler, that would be great. I use a melting pot, which is specifically for making chocolates. It has a heating component on the bottom and a little removable pot, and I've already started melting some cacao in here. I have it on the lowest heat setting. So when you're making your chocolate, if you don't have something like this or a double boiler, do not worry. You can do something with what you have at home. You can take something like this saucepan, not very deep, fill it halfway with water, put it on your burner at a low flame, and then take a bowl like this. It's obviously tolerant to heat. Stick it on the top, put your cacao butter in here, top it with a lid, and just allow that steam from below to rise up, warm the bottom of the bowl, and melt the cacao butter nice and slowly. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other things you're going to need. Most important rule is make sure there's absolutely no moisture on any of your utensils. So make sure things are really dry. You must use a wire whisk when it comes to mixing up your chocolate. If you use a wooden spoon, things will clump and they won't integrate. So using the whisk, as you'll see, really breaks things up nice and evenly. While we're doing this, I think I need a little chocolate because I'm getting a little fuzzy. So let's have some chocolate. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what these babies look like when they're done. But this is my favorite, the nice little thin Hershey-sized bar, split in half. So you notice how it just snaps like regular chocolate, and if you really must share, you can break them into little rectangles. So, it's better than espresso. So when it comes time to pour your chocolates into your little muffin liners, you're going to want to use a silicone or heat-sensitive spatula, but save that for the last step. So these little liners are going to go into your muffin pan. Make sure you fill it very, very low, not even halfway full, a quarter of the way full. Remember, when you eat chocolate from the store, you don't want your chocolate to be this thick. It kind of makes it hard to bite into, so make it kind of thin. I like to use candy molds just because it's fun and they look really cool, and hey, here's what it looks like an actual chocolate bar. Okay, I just poured in my cacao butter into the melting pot, so you can come and take a look and see what that looks like. The pot's already warm, so you can notice that it's already starting to melt a little bit, and there are the nice chunks. So in this pot, I can just let it sit for about 10 minutes, and I can come back when it's completely melted. But if you are opting for the double boiler, or poor girl's double boiler version, you're going to want to check it. You want to make sure that that flame stays nice and even. It doesn't go to a rolling boil, because then you'll heat your chocolate too quickly, and we don't want that to happen because you'll get clouding in your final product. So at this point, it's about melted. You can come and take a look. I still have a little bit of white chunks of the cacao butter in here, but I'm going to use my whisk and just break it up a little bit. So you might end up with a few little bits in there, but they will slowly melt out. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and prepare getting the cacao powder in the pot.
Juan, we know how to dance. Juan, sabemos bailar.
Just going to gently fold it in. It smells so yummy. It reminds me of hot chocolate on a cold day when I was a kid. Now I'm getting nostalgic. You can laugh. I know I'm a total cheese ball. Who doesn't love chocolate, right? Conjures up all kinds of good things. All right, so there we go. The cacao powder has been added, and the cacao powder is in there too. So let's go ahead and get to the mixing. So once it's in there, just go ahead and start using your whisk and move in circular motion. So as you're mixing, you'll notice that some of the cacao powder might get stuck into the bloom of the whisk, and that's fine. Just go ahead and tap it out and keep moving and scraping. Now we have the perfect marriage of cacao butter and cacao powder. So come take a look at what's in my pot. It's a perfect, smooth, silky consistency. No lumps, no chunks. This is what you're going for. So make sure you get as close to this as you possibly can before you add your sweetener, which we're going to do next.
two, 1, 2.
And so don't be surprised if you find some clumping in your bag. Just break them up before you stick it in there. So I've got everything, all the sweeteners in there. Gonna go back to my whisk and do the same thing I did before. Just gently and slowly mix it up. It'll seem a little thick at first, don't be alarmed. Eventually, it'll all start to come together. So go nice and slow. Let's take a look and see how our sweetener's integrating. So if you take a look, you can see there's still a few little clumps in there, and I'm just still gently tapping it out and scraping the edges. Make sure I get everything in there. You'll notice once you add your sweetener, it becomes a little bit thicker and you'll get a little bit of resistance as you stir. That's good, that's what you want. But see, you can also see there's still some things in there that need to be broken up. So just do your best to get it as smooth as possible. That looks like it's about it. So at this point that you have the 3 ingredients in here, you're ready to consider adding some salt, which I highly recommend. It really lifts the chocolate flavor. So I prefer to use the Himalayan salt. It has a lot of trace minerals, really good for your body. Just make sure you're using a really fine grind because normally it comes in these really big crystals. So I just don't even measure it. I'm kind of bad, but I just put a little bit in the palm of my hand and just dust it in there. So depending on what your preference is, that will dictate how much you use. All right, so everything's ready to pour. It's all mixed in. You're going to start with your little cupcake liners, and like I said, do not fill these all the way. You probably only want to go up to this first green line. Who wants really thick chocolate? It makes it hard to bite into. So I'm just going to go ahead and start there. So you're just going to pour nice and slowly. I'm also going to fill up some of my molds so I can show you what those look like when they're done. When you fill a mold, you always want to start in the center and just let it expand. But go slow. So your chocolates are now ready to be set in the fridge or the freezer. 2 hours in the fridge, 30 minutes in the freezer. When they're done, they're delicious and even better on the second day. So let me show you some of the final product. I made these last night. So I've got some chocolate bars here. When they come out, you'll find that they snap like real chocolate because it is real chocolate, but that also they do melt a little bit on your fingers. So have them melt in your mouth and not in your hand. I hope you enjoy this process, and I thank you so much for participating, and I'm really looking forward to your honest feedback. See you next time. Bye.
Darker shame, darling, darker shame. Thank you for all the joy and pain. Picture show